Wargroove is a turn-based strategy game created by indie studio Chucklefish and released across all major platforms. Inspired by games like Advance Wars and Fire Emblem, Wargroove is an easy to pick up and difficult to master game. This is the Switch version, so let's dive in. The story in Wargroove focuses on Mercia, who is the newly appointed queen of Cherrystone after her father, King Merciful, is assassinated by the forces of the Felhelm Legion. Mercia travels along the continent of Orania, meeting lots of interesting characters as she fights against the Felhelm Legion to save Cherrystone Kingdom. Wargroove plays a lot like Advance Wars. All of the actual gameplay takes place on different maps. You and your opponents take turns moving your characters around the map. From here you have many options. You can run up to an enemy and start attacking them, or you could try and take an enemy village. There are many different options. You have a variety of units, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Units are nicely varied with different movement speeds, attack, and crits. All units have a counter. For example, a pikeman is the perfect counter for the knights, dealing massive damage to them. Units have individual ways to crit. Pikemen need to be side by side with each other to crit, while archers need to attack without moving on that turn. Commanders are powerful units. They deal a lot of damage on basic attacks and taking less damage from enemy attacks. All commanders have unique special abilities called grooves that help out in a pinch. Mercia's groove heals units around her, while Emmeric's is a gem that produces an AoE that gives all units +3 defense. Using these grooves at the right time can turn the tide of battle in your favor. Wargroove looks like a medieval Advance Wars. The maps are colorful. The units for each faction, while serving the same role gameplay-wise, all have their own unique sprites, which is a nice touch to detail. The graphics are simple but nice, and it's the cute aesthetic that carries the simple art style so far. The music is great and fitting for the game itself, but it isn't something I'd be listening to outside of the game. The music is well done and sounds downright heroic in some instances. So now the negatives. There are two that stand out to me. One is the length of some missions. Some, but not all, can drag out to over an hour. And when you lose a mission after investing that much time, it makes it hard to want to retry said mission. However, these weren't really a problem in my experience, and if the challenge is too much, you can just turn down the difficulty before trying again. The second negative, and this isn't a major one, is Act 3 Side 1. That mission comes early on, and it is grueling your first few times in. Enemies constantly spawn in from all directions, and when you finally feel like this must be the last wave, you get a prompt stating you're halfway through the enemy reinforcements. This is the perfect example of a mission that drags on for too long and is a major difficulty spike. So, what's there to do after beating the campaign? A lot. Wargroove has 2 extra gameplay modes. Arcade mode, where you play through 5 battles with each commander. There is also a puzzle mode in which there are very few ways of winning the battle you're in, and it's up to you to find the solution to achieve victory. You can also go back and play any mission in the campaign at any time, and this is encouraged to get an S rank, which will award 3 stars, of which there are 200 in total. Stars can be spent to unlock some extras. Wargroove also has a super robust level editor. So robust in fact that you can make your own entire campaigns with their own stories and cutscenes. These can be shared online, giving you endless options of play if you desire. And of course, there is the multiplayer. Online and local are available with up to 4 players. It has asynchronous multiplayer as well, so if real life comes up, there's no worries about having to end your game. You can save it for the next day if needed. Wargroove is a fun, must-play multiplayer experience. Wargroove is a neat turn-based strategy game that I recommend, especially on the Switch, as this game is perfect for commutes and just to pick up and play in general when you have downtime. If you love games like Advance Wars or Fire Emblem, this is a game for you.
We could use this. Oh, thank you.